till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire.
Yes, guys, and welcome to the #1 Tottenham YouTube channel in Ireland. Only second to the Irish Hotspur, but we're going to beat them. I know I said earlier, Dave, we're quite happy being second and just, dominating Ireland together. But I've changed my mind. We're going to dominate Ireland. We're going to take it over. Maybe take over England as well. What do you reckon, Tequila? Do you fancy a bit of a takeover?
You do a better job than our government. Knock yourself out.
Yeah. Right.
It's
Okay. I'll be Prime Minister. I'm going to make you, Tequila, Minister for Finance. So you're in charge of all the money. And I will make Brenny Minister.
You won't
for
see me
Justice.
again if that's the case, damn it.
Yeah. And we'll make Brenny Minister of Justice, and Colin can be Minister for Foreign Affairs. We'll let him do Philip Brady's Minister of Foreign Affairs because he is the Foreign Affairs. But Colin as Minister for make him Home Secretary. What do you reckon? Minister for the Home. What do you reckon?
Why not?
Yeah. And then James can be Minister for Sport. There you go.
No, you've got to put him in charge of transport because of all the buses and everything.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Who are we going to make Minister for Health? That's a difficult one. Dave, if you're free, you're Minister for Health. There you go. You got a new job now. But big up, guys. Welcome to THFC Till I Die, home of Tottenham past, present, and an exciting future under Thomas Frank, we think, because we were so bored out of it last night. I felt like watching Nightmare on Elm Street, Tequila. I was watching Nightmare in Monaco. I don't know who Freddy Krueger was.
The Japanese lad, he should have scored like 3 goals. That's Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. Do you know what? A big up to Brenny as well. Welcome to the show, Brenny.
Yeah,
we
mate.
thought we'd bring a non-Tottenham fan
thank
on
you.
to give probably look. Why I brought him on, Tequila, was we could get easily wrapped up within our own fan base. Do you know what I mean? And I think sometimes it's good to have another fan on looking from the outside in, and maybe they can point something out to us that maybe we haven't seen or maybe we haven't thought.
Go on then, Brenny.
You know,
brace the people. Tell them which team you're a fan of. Brace yourself.
I was trying to keep this quiet.
Come on, Brenny. Just get it out there, and then we can all know where we all stand.
Right, here we go. I'm going to reveal that. Nah, I've got my shirt on.
No, hang on. Don't yet, Brenny. I've got a thing for this. Hang on. Where is it? I have got a thing for this. Hang on. Right. There you go. Now give your answer.
The Arsenal.
So there's your answer, Iceman. But Brenny's a cool Arsenal fan.
Yeah. Can I say this was Tequila when he just found out that Arsenal fans on our channel.
Not wrong.
But it's me, man.
You are welcome on, Brenny, from both me and Dermot. I love everyone.
Yeah, we are.
He's a good lad. So you all in the chat be nice to him. He's a good lad.
He is a good lad. And also we got this to start off with. This was Tequila last night. This was Tequila when Ange Postecoglou got the sack at Forest, when he was vindicated for his opinion on Ange. And this was him today when they found out Sean Dyche got the job instead.
Oh, that's great.
There you go. So there you go. There's a bit of fun.
Dermo's using all his new sound effects, Brenny. He must have.
I haven't actually. They come tomorrow. These are actually. I found these within StreamYard. I've got a bit of sound effects coming tomorrow, Tequila. So next week's shows are going to be fun.
New
tools.
I went to the same school as him.
We eat nails. We eat nails.
Yeah, it's called voice over high school.
Yeah. Tequila does do a very good Ange. We are going to. I'm in the middle of scripting out the Ange Postecoglou sketch. Me and Tequila are doing. I actually am in the middle of sketching it out at the moment, writing the script.
This
So,
is all Dermos. Don't look at me, guys.
Good to know.
I just like have
No,
a laugh.
no, I'm doing it because
Oh,
you do
that's
such good an impression of him, and people have asked for it, Tequila. That's the thing. Our members have asked for it, so if our subscribers have asked for it, they will get it. Let's welcome a few people in, and then let's start with the game last night. Big up to Spurs T-Rex. Become a new member. Thank you so much. Tequila, do you want to say anything to Spurs T-Rex? Great, become a member, actually.
I always preferred the Triceratops.
Fair.
Did you not? You must remember the classic films where it's always a Triceratops versus a T-Rex.
Yeah.
They're always fighting.
Yeah, that's true.
I always preferred the
yeah.
Triceratops.
Yeah. Anyway, big up anyway, T-Rex, for becoming a member. Glad you're not extinct. That's a good thing. But big up. Thank you for becoming a member. Big up to Wayne Bonner, PM. Wayne Bonner says, good evening, folks. Hope you're all well. I am well. I'm ready. I'm ready, bounced. I'm a lot better than I was yesterday.
You weren't well last night, then, man.
Well, I've had a day of talking about it, so maybe it's getting there. I think I'm actually going to mention it. You were on the button last night, and I've really been thinking about it today. Maybe the Anshing is coming out of me later than it did everyone else, so I will get into that, Tequila, later. Big up to Iceman, big up Dermot, Tequila, and who is that other fella that also everyone in the chat? Well, that's Brenny. Brenny's from also the Football Takeover. He's got his own channel as well. What's the name of your channel, Brenny?
It's just Brenny K74.
Brenny K74. Please, we will put the link in for that at the end of the show for you or to go over there. And Wayne Bonner, Arsenal?
Okay.
Oh, well, no one's perfect. There we go. We did last night, Tequila. What more can we say about it?
The inquest. I've watched a couple of shows like you have. The inquest has been quite covered. The inquest is very quickly, very easily. Vicario was a wall last night, so fair play. Everyone else was kind of crappy. Is that summing it up?
Yeah. Did you like my player ratings earlier?
No, not enough ones. Needed more ones out of 10.
Right, hang on. Okay, then. I got them here. I want you.
Oh, I give him 9.
Okay, then. Tequila, give your player ratings.
No, I was only joking. None of them actually.
No, seriously.
Yeah, but none of them deserve the 1. I was joking.
No, it's
Monaco are not Tamworth, Dermo. That's the difference. Monaco are a class team. Tamworth were.
Yeah.
Tamworth is terrible.
No, but seriously, give your player ratings. I'd like to know what you thought. I want to see if you're around the same ballpark as I am.
Richarlison, I'll probably give a 4. That's being generous. Kudos, I'll probably give a 5. He was quite. You know, if he's got 2 men on him every match, which is more or less what's happening, I mean, that is going to nullify him. He's a good player, but he's not a miracle worker, Dermo. If you've got 2 people on him every match. Yeah. But in saying that, because he had 2 people on him, that gave more space to Odebert, who I think was probably our best outfield player. Because I think he had a bit more room. So I think Odebert I'd probably give a 6. Oh, Bergville. He was bad, Dermo. He was bad.
Do you really think so? I thought he was playing as a striker at one point.
I don't think he knows. All I know is he shouldn't be playing that far, that high up the pitch. He's not. Yeah. He's not that player. He's not. I don't know if he ever will be, but he's certainly not that now. He shouldn't be playing that far forward. I have to give him a 3, and I don't like doing it because I like the lad. Bendencourt, I'll give a 4 as well. Paulinho, I'll give a 4. You've seen the trend here. Porro, give him a 3. I thought he was bad. Van der Ven, I'd give slightly higher than you, 4. I think Danzo was okay. He was okay in the air. I'll give him a 5.
Yeah.
I thought Gray was okay. I'll give him a 5. Vicario, I'll give a 9.
Yeah.
That's one of the best performances I've seen from Vicario.
Yeah. Why I get Brenny's thoughts as well, get him to give Hit the ratings. Does he agree with Tequila? But why I give Van der Ven this 3 was I thought as captain, he should have been more proactive on the pitch. He should have been more what Romero would do or what a Graham Roberts or a Tony Adams would have done. Or Steven Gerrard. Grabbed this team by the scruff of the neck and pulled them forward. You look, I'll go back to, always will point back to that Liverpool AC Milan game in Istanbul. Liverpool 3-0 down at half-time. And somehow Steven Gerrard grabbed scored a goal, grabbed that Liverpool team by the scruff of the neck and dragged them forward. Yes, they won on penalties, but that's what a captain does, Tequila. So
yeah, but how many? But be honest, and not this question to Brenny as well, right? How many Steven Gerrards are there around at any one
there
time?
isn't many.
There isn't, is there? There isn't.
No.
He
So
was-
I
he was
understand what
one
Dermo's exactly. So I understand what Dermo's saying, but most teams don't have a Steven Gerrard. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'd love one. I'd love or a Roy Keane. How many? There isn't many. Or for Prego, for Brenny, or throwing in there, or a Vieira. There just isn't many.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because ever since I was a child, you've been blessed with some great centre midfielders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We have.
I mean,
Brenny, do you want to give sort of your thought on the game as an outsider on the player ratings there? Do you want to give yours just quickly?
yeah, I mean, from what I saw, I mean, with Kudus, I'd have given him a 5. And I thought the first half he was working hard, and and that's been a thing with Kudus, isn't it? Because I know a few West Ham fans that liked him as a player but didn't like his work rate. And I thought he petered out a bit in the second half, but I thought he worked hard in that first half. Richarlison, well, enough said. But I'm actually surprised Richarlison started the game. I'd have thought.
We ain't got no options, Brenny. That's the problem.
Oh, is it? I haven't checked your.
Solanke, yeah, Solanke's injured. Tell's not a striker.
He's injured. Right.
Yeah, Solanke's injured. Tell's not a striker, and the other chap, Moani, not sure he's really fit, to be honest with you. We signed him injured. It looks like we signed him injured, and he's barely played for us, so he's fit. We'll have to, the jury's out on him how well he'll do,
Yeah.
but right now I don't think he's fit yet. So my point is that there is no options, bro. Really.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Robert, I thought he was industrious, and I liked him. And Archie Gray, I think, will only get better. I do rate him as a player. I mean, but Bentancur, I expected a bit more from him, apart from what I saw yesterday. And I'm surprised Simons didn't start the game. Because I think for a game of this magnitude, and with the European experience he's got, I thought it'd have been tailor-made for this fixture. You know what I mean? And Vicario, I was very impressed with. I thought he was your man of the match by far. Yeah. And to be honest, looking at it overall, I think if this had been under Postecoglou last season, you would have lost this fixture.
Yeah.
By
And
quite
that's
a
the
few
only-
goals. I think it
Yeah.
would have been like four. If he was on the under Ange, I think it would have been like 4-0 or something. I do think that.
Yeah, I mean the positives for me from yesterday we'll cut the positives. One was Vicario, and the other was the fact that you didn't lose the game. You got a point, so yeah.
Yeah, I think you said it yesterday, didn't you, Tequila? I was quite. You've never seen me that animated, have you, over a match before?
I just felt, Domo. I just quickly, in case anyone didn't miss it, I just felt that I used the term overreacted, but I wasn't trying to have a go at you. I just thought that normally I find you being a bit more patient, and I think that on this occasion, this is why maybe it's to do with kind of what happened with Ange last year. I think that normally you're more patient. You're more a patient a fan. And I feel like you've become quite annoyed with what's happening under the new manager quicker than I expected you to. I'm not saying you're Frank out. I never said that. But you've become more annoyed faster than I expected you to.
I am, because maybe it is a reaction to the Ange thing. Maybe it is. Maybe it's taking longer to go through my system. Maybe winning the trophy masked how I was feeling about Ange. And don't forget, Tequila, we went through a lot of shit last year. More you than me off YouTube from other people, to be fair. But the week in, week out of losing, turning up for Europa, losing. It can take your toll on you, Tequila. And I think you very wisely sort of stepped back from that last season very early when you knew it was going south, and you thought, no, I'm going to take myself out of this. And I had this image in my head, or this sort of appetite of Ange will prove everyone wrong. He'd done it at Celtic. And I think you and me discussed it last season that did I have my Celtic glasses on, rose tinted Celtic glasses on, where I was looking at Celtic and using that as a pointer to where I thought Ange could go with this team. Without you were looking at with Dermo, it can't be sustainable what he's doing. So I think you were right in the long run what you were saying, but I was ignoring that. And I think since Tom and Frank come in, I was one of them saying he's going to be pragmatic, he's going to be adaptable, he's going to change formations in games, we're going to have everything we want from a manager. What we've got at the moment is boring football, a pragmatic manager that doesn't change his ways, he's not adaptable enough, and he's just playing for draws. And that's not what I want. We've had it one way or the other. I just want something in the middle. And I know after 7 games or 8 games in the league, 3 games in the Champions League plus pre-season, I know he's going to need time. And I know it's down then to the Lewis family to back him and get the players he wants. But I don't think the Tottenham fans are going to be that patient, and I don't think I am. I don't think you're going to. I think you're more patient than me at the moment with it, aren't you? Ready, to be fair.
Earlier on, when you had Dave on the Irish Hotspur, he's I think it might have been last week. Now I think about it, but on one of the shows you did with Dave, he was mentioning the quality of the team we've played, and because I was going to say to you, but we've only lost 2 games out of, I think it's 12. I think most people would take that. But the thing that you have to take into account that Dave did point out is that you need to look at the quality of the teams. And to be honest, we've played a lot of the easier teams. That is what concerns me the most. I think if you look at just the stats as a basic percentage, losing 2 out of 12, I think he's doing okay. Is the football good? No, not particularly. But if all we care about is the results, and it is a results business, then I can't sit here and say to you that Frank started badly, because he hasn't, results-wise. But I am concerned because we've played a lot of the easier, quote-unquote, easier teams. Yeah. And the next 6 weeks or so, we could take some hammerings. And I do honestly think that a month from now, we could be sitting 12th, 13th, and the knife will be fully out. I don't really want that, but I can easily see it happening.
So can I. And look, Brenny, you're an Arsenal fan. You're playing well at the moment. You're top of the league. You're probably the style of football the Premier League is playing probably suits your Arsenal down to the ground, to be fair. But if you're looking across North London and you're looking at Tottenham what are you making out of Thomas Frank? Can you see the frustrations from myself? Can you? But also, can you understand where Tequila's come from, where he's been a bit more? Look, it needs improving. What do you see in it?
I was chatting to a Spurs mate of mine at work today, and he wasn't happy with yesterday as well. And I said to him, it's kind of like the way Frank sets you lot up. It's kind of like the same way he sets up Brentford. And I know he did a fantastic job with Brentford over the years with what he had, but no disrespect to Brentford, you're a bigger club than them. And at Brentford, it's like there was the way they played without pressure for me. They played pressure, but it's like at times your boys tend to, it's like they're playing with pressure. And you've got like I say, you've got a really good away record. I just think what he needs to do, he needs to give from an attacking perspective, to give your boys a bit more freedom. Like how I don't know if he's trying to have Kudus like his run with Bruno, and you know what I mean, and he's trying to maybe have because say he played last night. I just Odegaard. Yeah,
Odegaard.
Like his Wissa, and I just feel that he's getting the results, but he's not getting the football, and I think that's what he's looking at this season. I think right now he's probably looking at it thinking, you know what? If we don't play, what was it? Expressions calls it fossil football. If you're not going to play the football, then it could probably get you the results. Because I think that's what could happen to you lot this season. It could be a case of you want to see good football. Of course you do. I mean, I want to see good football at Arsenal. I mean, to be honest, forget the Atletico Madrid game. I haven't always seen good football this season at Arsenal. Let's get that right. You know what I mean? And you know me, both of you do. I'm not going to get carried away
I do know.
on that front. You know what I mean? But really, but I think Tottenham, it's a club that it's good football's always been ingrained, regardless win, lose or draw. And that's all you fans want to see.
Can I ask you something, Brenny?
Yes,
I'm really
mate.
curious. I'm really curious to see this from. I know the rivalries, but just as a football fan in general, not a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
You just said something there about trying to get us more attacking. As an opposition fan, not even an Arsenal fan, just you look at our squad. Our squad is coming to play you guys. Who are our danger men? Do we have any? Kudos. Outside that, when you really look at that team, attacking wise, not good. Yeah, Moreira's a good player. We've got some other okay players, but attacking wise, is there anyone who scares you at all? Maybe Kudos. Other than him, do we have anything about us?
Well, Kudos, apart from him, when he's on song and not injured, I do rate Dominic Solanke very highly. He's proved that he can do it at Bournemouth. Why can't he not do it for Tottenham? And when he's on his game, he's very dangerous. But it's that consistency you need from him. And when and also what I don't like as well is like from some of our fans' point of view, whenever we get a player in that's coming from Italy or Spain or Portugal, Germany, wherever, and then and some of our fans are like, oh, got to give him a chance, and we've already had, not me, but we've already had Arsenal fans laughing at for example, oh, he's crap, he's not good enough. When I look at Xavi Simons, he's a fantastic player, and it won't be long before he gets going. And I look at him as a danger man because we know what he's capable of. So he will come good. You just want it to be now. So he would be a danger man as well for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Look.
No. I'm not disagreeing with Brenny. I was generally, I don't know, because we even though we try not to, we do have our Spurs glasses on, so it's interesting to see, because I don't think we have. I think Simmons has got potential to be that. I don't think he is yet, like Brenny said. I think Maddison can be that, but he's out for the season more or less. So that only really leaves Kudos. So I'm more or less. I'm not sure I agree with Solanke. I think you like Solanke a bit more than me and Dermot do, to be fair. But other than that, I agree mostly with what you said.
And I think also we're missing Kudos as well.
Yeah. I didn't talk about Maddison because I rate Maddison highly, but it's a shame what's happened to him.
Yeah.
Because he would, if he was playing right now, he would be a danger man.
He can pick the lock, but he can. He's a lock picker, isn't he? Maddison.
Yeah.
Well, let's go over the last night's stats and let's go over what we saw. Our player of the match was Vicario. Played the 90 minutes, 9 saves, 1 clean sheet. The killer. Look, I've been quite critical of Vicario over the last couple of matches, and I think rightly so. I think rightly we should be critical of players that don't play well. He made a mistake at Brighton. He made a mistake at Leeds. He made a mistake for Bournemouth. He's made a few howlers this year, but last night he was magnificent, wasn't he? When it was rarely called upon, he stood up to be counted.
It's probably his best performance in a Spurs shirt, I think. I mean, if it's not his best, it's certainly up there. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of a better game he's had, really, to be honest.
I can. What did you make to his post-match comments when he basically said, yes, there was no desire tonight. Yes, we should have been a bit more intense, but we will work on that. And then you got Thomas Frank within the press conference as well, saying, yeah, maybe players are still learning about intensity. I was saying to Brenny, wasn't I, before we went on, about games in our day where players gave their all. Look, I want to ask you both this question, right? Look, you've been watching football as long as I have, Tequila, probably just a little bit after me, but have players lost that intensity of playing for the club? Because is there too much money within the game? Where if you go back to 1990, when I was a teenager, John Barnes was the highest paid player in the league on 10 grand a week, and that was big money back then. So do you think that hunger's been taken out of the game now? Because to know, it doesn't matter how I play, I'm still going to get my 100,000 or 200,000 a week, Tequila. And then I go to you, Brendan. On that.
Yeah, I'll try to describe what I think it could be, but I don't want to get into it because there's society stuff that is linked to this as well. It's just a change in the way the world is.
Yeah.
But I think, and this is not me really knocking them because everyone's allowed to earn a living, but because back in those days, Demo, there's a lot more British players, and I say British, I mean Ireland, Scotland, who are playing in the top league. Now, there's a lot. It's become globalized, right? The Premier League has become so globalized, right? So you've got lots of different players, and I think maybe that I wonder how some of these players, if they've even heard of half of the teams in the Premiership, they might have heard of Liverpool, they might have heard of United, they might have heard of Arsenal. I'm not saying they wouldn't have heard of Spurs, but how many of them do you think really know about the history and the culture of the British football and history of the teams and stuff like most of us does? I think very few of them probably do. Loads of them, you might even get some of them, they're not going to come out and say this publicly. They might not even say who's. Some of them might have said who's Spurs. Tottenham. Who's Tottenham? I know United. I know Liverpool. I'm not saying it's all of them, but I'm just trying to paint a picture that back in those days, everything it was a smaller world. It was smaller. Now they're so big, right? There's so much more to care about. The connection between the players and the club. I'm not saying it's all players, but I just think it's reduced, and that goes for every team. That's not a Spurs problem. That's all of them. Yeah. There's not as many British players playing for all the clubs as there used to be. There's not as many as these kids who are coming through. I mean, I know Liverpool's got a couple of them, but there's nowhere near as many as there used to be, right? So where is this connection? And I'm not saying that foreign players don't have work rate and heart. I'm not really saying that. I'm just saying this bond towards, as you've tried to describe, doing well for the club. There's professionalism, and yes, they should all have elements of that, but I just don't see it as much as I used to in the olden days, and probably neither do you, Dermo, is that desire to do all for the club. I don't think that's there anymore in most of these players.
So look, Brenny, look, I want to ask you, like, we remember the likes of Brian Robson or Graham Roberts or Tony Adams or players like that, like coming through the youth system, coming through the club, coming from around in North London, coming from the area. Then the Premier League comes in, and the Premier League has grown into what it is now. Has the Premier League and the culture within the English game changed so much that it's forgotten its past? And we see performances from Tottenham last night. You look at the stats there. Only 11 shots, only 2 on target. Only 5 up, 1 clear cut. And the players think, do you know what? We tried. We got a point. That's good enough. Where's the culture change? Because I feel there has been a culture change.
Yeah, I think it's not just what Tequila said, I totally agree with. I think for me, it's the players' attitudes over the years have changed a lot. I also think the football has changed. I used to find that games were more exciting when nearly the whole world was playing 4-4-2. And games were exciting. And growing up as well back in the day, I just felt that like we said earlier, players on either side always gave it their all, and also it wasn't a money thing either, and also players not only worked hard. There's a lot of players who are playing the old first division who not only worked hard for their clubs, but they also, quite a few of them also had full-time jobs. I can remember Paul Williams back in 1988 scoring goals for Charlton Athletic, and he was one of the top scorers in the league. I think he was maybe the sixth highest scorer in the league, because Alan Smith won the Golden Boot that season. And I remember St. Greavesy did a really good profile on Paul Williams. So I'll never forget this. It's probably on YouTube somewhere. And it showed you, even though I think Charlton, if I had to take it against Charlton, we're probably paying him maybe about close to maybe about a grand a week or something like that, or maybe less. And he had a full-time job. He was working in an office, working Monday to Friday, and a lot of those types of footballers were well educated, and it's like, and a lot of them, they came, like you said, a lot of them came from the league, so they had that work ethic. The ones that had the work ethic came from either non-league, or they came from the old 4th division, 3rd division, even the 2nd division, but also from the academies. And all those players in the academies, all the clubs for me always gave it 150%. And I find now that there's some academy players now, not just our clubs or other clubs, I find some of them work hard and then do well. Some of them get their contracts when they're like 17 years old, and then you get a few of them that make it, and then you get, there's others who are like, well, I'm earning like 40 grand a week. You know what? Why would I want to? Well, I can't be asked to play. I can't be asked to give more. It's like that's what they're telling them inside their heads. The culture has changed. Football, and for me, football, I feel, was technically better decades ago compared to today. And I'm just talking on a worldwide scale.
Yeah, look, you look at them stats there. Out of all the how bad we played, I think we should give credit to Monaco, by the way, because they played very well last night and they deserve their plaudits. But Monaco do play well at home. They don't play well away. But you mentioned it twice to me. Don't give Monaco credit. What did Monaco do to stifle us last night that made us look so bad?
I think I didn't see as much of the first half. I saw most of the second half, so I can't comment as much on the first half because I missed some of that. From what I saw, especially in the second half, I think I said it to you quite early on, Dermo, once I started watching it. They wanted it more. I remember right away, I wanted it more. Their reactions was faster. And I don't mean just physical reactions. I mean, up here in the noggin. They wanted it more. They were more alert. They were smarter than us. Using, as simple as that, they were just smarter. They moved the ball around fast. They had a better temper than us. They seemed quite fearless as well. And a lot of our lads, and I'm not sure I understand exactly why. I can't really tell you why, but we seemed a little scared.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Because that team is full of internationals. Yes, we've got some kids. Yeah, we do. But it's also full of quote-unquote international players. We do have a youngish squad, but it's not like it's a bunch of 20-year-olds, Dermo.
No,
there's a couple, but it's not all a bunch of 20-year-olds.
No.
These are meant to be players in their prime, and we were scared, man.
Yeah,
that's
we were scared. I mean, we've got big games coming up. If you look at the next games coming up, we're away to Everton on Sunday. Then we've got Newcastle in the League Cup 4th round on Wednesday. Then we're home to Chelsea on Saturday, 5:30. Then we're home to Copenhagen. And then the following weekend after that, we're away to we're home to Manchester United. Then we've got the North London Derby on top of that, which us and Brenny's channel and the Football Takeover will be getting together, do a few shows. I'm going to get in touch with Bobby. And we're going to organise a few streams.
You're a brave man, Dermo, to show your face after that match. I can already see it. You're going to be a brave man to show your face after that match, my friend.
Yeah.
Brenny knows it. Brenny's going to try to be humble because he's a good dude, but I think he probably has an idea of the way the wind's going to go.
I mean,
we didn't play well ourselves. Regardless of low block, it's like we're still trying to figure out how to beat the low block, but set pieces. Save the day like it did back in the Graham era.
Yeah. I want to say big up to James who's in the chat. Big up, Bod. Hope you're doing well. I want to know where are you heading to on your bus? Let us know.
We're waiting for his next video on the bus that he's going to do. He promised he's going to do one. We're waiting for it.
Please, anyone that goes back to when the day that we broke Thomas Frank got the job, he did it from the bots. I tell you one thing, Tequila, we've both said it. It's the best video, I think, on our channel, isn't it?
It's
much
just so
funnier.
funny. It's just because you just don't expect it. It's just like, oh, James is on and he's on a bus, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's how you break Ange being sacked. Okay,
Yeah.
Bless him.
It was the woman behind that kept looking at him, trying to get in the shot at one point. That
you
was
think
just the
she
funny-
was checking? Think she was checking Big James out? I think she
I'm
might be
saying
checking
nothing.
Big James
I am
out.
saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. James, I have your back, boy. Yeah, I think she just wanted to see picked up by a model agency or something. If I get in the shot, they think somebody might notice me. I want to say big up to Mary as well, Queen Mary of this channel. Of course, Her
Big up, Mary.
Majesty's now entered, and we have to be bit and proper because Her Majesty will chop off our heads if we do something, or put us in the gallows if we do something wrong. So we have to behave now. Big up to you, Mary. And then we've got James saying, I agree, Wayne. If we concede, we are worried we won't score. Apparently, it's coming soon, so we'll look forward to that.
Good.
Look for that. Stats wise, let's go through stats, guys. 56.2 possession for Monaco, 43.8 for us, 23 total shots and 11 in Monaco's favor, 8 on target, only 2 for us. It took us to nearly the 30th minute to get our first shot on target in the first half.
Yeah.
8 off target for Monaco, 5 off for us. 4 clear-cut chances for Monaco. They could have been 4-0 up. 1 for us. Then if you look at the stats as well, they're all poor, Tequila. 84.4 passing percentage rate for Monaco.
The aerial
81
drills is considering that we had Danso playing. I mean,
Yeah.
we all know that Van der Ven is not amazing in the air, but
Yeah.
considering that Danso, that's one of
that-
his meant to be one of his strongest suits. That's worrying.
That absolutely shocked me, that one. Look at the tackle ones as well. 70.8% tackles win rate to 56.3 for us, 66.7 aerial duels to 33.3 for us, 2 saves for Monaco, 8 for Tottenham, 5, and the win the corner rate as well. What else did I have here? Oh yeah, this is something that is something I'm going to do later. It's another video for after the presser. I'm going to pre-record that later, and that will be out for you later, guys. You look at them stats, guys, right? And it was a poor night by us. We got Everton away on Sunday. How confident are we? We don't have a good record up at Everton. How confident, Tequila, are you? And
I think the best we can hope for is a draw.
not another one.
Yeah.
Not another one.
I just don't go into any game expecting it to score.
You did
I
warn me.
can't. I did. I know I did. I just can't. I mean, Brenny is right. Solanke he's not terrible. It's just like until we get him back, though, Dermo, we have absolutely no one who's going to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
We have to rely on set pieces, and hope one of our midfielder either does something from outside the box, or we get a set piece and we get a header or something from Romero or Van der Ven. That's it. That's our best way we're going to score. Our forwards ain't going to score. They're not. They never look like scoring, dude. They haven't looked like scoring all year. Other than the first game when Richarlison got 2. And then all Spurs fans told me Richarlison was back, baby. I'm like, yeah, all right. So, other than that, dude, I can't see us scoring. I'm not saying that we can't get a goal, but it won't come from the forwards. So we're reliant on a set piece. We've become Bolton, Stoke City. We're going to do long throws and hope we should go sign Rory Delap, get him to do some long throws for us.
Hang on.
I was just about to say that defensive coach, set piece coach,
Well,
Rory Dillon.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is me.
Guys,
Go on.
you know what?
Go on. Do you have you? No, Tequila does a great Jason Conde impression. He was at it last night.
Yeah.
Look, are you really serious? We're like a bit like Stoke City.
No.
and-
I mean that our way of getting a goal with our current strike force,
Yeah.
where the most likely route for a goal is going to be, and you know this is true, it's going to be a set piece,
Yeah.
or it's going to be an own goal,
Yeah.
right? Or it's going to be a midfielder from deep, maybe, right? Paolini has gotten a couple, hasn't he? Right? Who else, Dermo? Do you tell me where the goals are coming from, bruv? Tell me where. You can't, because none of us can see it. This is what I mean. So it's like, all I can hope for is a draw because I don't know how we're going to score.
Well, is this the realization of a post Kane and Son era? It is, isn't it?
It
guys?
didn't have to be, but because
No.
we spent the game money so poorly, and we didn't even bother trying to replace. I mean, that should be a crime. I don't know if it was Levy or not, probably, but that should be a crime. That should be an inquest right there.
Yeah.
Son was our best player other than Kane for the last like 7 or 8 years, right? Got more goal contributions than more or less anybody, right? And we don't even bother we don't even bother replacing him. No, but we got Johnson, we got Odegaard. They'll replace him. They'll replace him.
A West Ham fan, if you did watch the member show, a West Ham fan said he would love Brennan Johnson at his club.
Can he please contact Nuno and make that happen?
Please
Come
get rid of
Nuno.
Johnson. I mean, to be fair, Brenny, right? We've got the North London derby coming up, and I'm being serious now, right? I'm being serious. I really am being serious. No joking aside. You lot must be licking your lips because we're playing at your ground. You lot must be licking your lips, thinking, "Lovely, jubbly, early Christmas present here, lads. Let's put."
You know what it is. You know what it is. We've got the squad to beat you, but for me, even though we won yesterday, and I know a lot of Arsenal fans quietly getting excited and getting gassed up, and I've already spoken to a few, and they're like, oh yeah,
I'm hibernating.
We could win the Champions League, or maybe we could win the league. And you know me, I said, listen, it's October. You know what I mean? Look, I've been there how many times, decade after decade, other managers where we've been top for weeks or months, and then we fall away. I know I've only seen 5 league titles in my time, but when I look at it, I just think the only person that can lose that game for us is Mikel Arteta. And he still has his favourites. He picked a side the other day, which I was happy to. But you see, if Martin Odegaard comes back, then he'll bench Jeze, or he may play Mikel Merino. And if he plays Mikel Merino, you're not laughing. If Mikel Merino comes off the bench, you're not laughing. That's just how it is, and that's why I still don't trust his 11, because we've got Palace on Sunday, and he could probably pick an 11. You think, oh my God, why's Trossard playing? Why is he there? Or whatever. So I still don't trust the manager, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I get it. I get it. Do you fancy hibernating soon, Tequila? Just taking the hiatus.
Yeah, I might
Can you
take the next
imagine?
6 weeks. I might just disappear for the next 6 weeks.
Can you imagine if Arsenal won the Champions League and the league? I'm sorry. I'll disappear for 3 weeks. I won't show my face for a while.
I think the Champions League, I think that's way too early to call, but the Premier League, I don't know. It might be your year, Us Spurs fans are going to hate it. Us Spurs fans are going to hate it, Brenny, but I think it could be, bro.
That's the point I was making, that the Premier League is actually suiting Arsenal this year. The way the teams are playing in the Premier League is playing to Arsenal's advantage. Very quickly on that, Jamie O'Hara's coming on TalkSport. Now, I got a lot of time for Jamie O'Hara.
So, he's Marmite of me, dude. Sometimes I think he talks sense. Every now and but sometimes he comes out with some of the most silly stuff.
Well,
he's talking about his latest.
Just very quickly, Brenny, Forest are beating Porto 1-0 without Ange Postecoglou.
I know. I know. And it was a penalty scored, and then I've got it on. It's like every time. You know what? This ain't the first time. Well, I think it's the 3rd time already we're on the stream together, and Celtic are playing, and we never seem to win. We 1-0 down at half time.
Me and Tequila were saying we're so sorry Ross and Martin left, aren't we, Tequila?
He was entertaining.
Yeah.
To me, he was so entertaining.
The two joys of football in life for Tequila was Ange Postecoglou and Ross and Martin.
And they both went within like 2 weeks of each other.
Yeah.
Is it Brendan Rodgers obviously wants to go the same way? What's that with him?
He does. I don't know.
Wasn't he in line for the obviously not now because Dyche has got it. Wasn't he like being headhunted for the Forest job?
Forest job.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Johnson can you can manage Forest once. Yeah.
I can see. I don't know if you agree with me, Brenny. Going back there.
Yeah. And going back there, I can see it. I wouldn't object to that.
No, I wouldn't.
He
either.
did. He did great for Celtic. I'd imagine most Celtic
did.
fans would be
Yeah.
more than happy about that.
I find in Brendan Rodgers football so boring, like, and do you know
God,
what?
yeah.
Going back to
Yeah.
that time, right, with Ange coming down from Celtic to Spurs,
Mm.
and the first 10 games, and the optimism, and the Chelsea defeat, and it's just who we are, mate. We won't change. And I said the proud I felt with that Tottenham side that night when we lost to Chelsea, but we put up down to 9 men, put up such a performance where everyone, and I was thinking back, you look at Højbjerg saving the goal off the line and really letting out a massive come on and showing what it meant, what it meant to him. I think he lost his way after that. And I think he lost his way within the fan base after that, because getting to 5th, I think it masked, guys, how bad we probably were and what the problems were. We didn't address them problems in the summer window. Whichever way you like to mark it. We haven't addressed the problems since. And I don't think we've addressed the problems since Harry Kane left, or even before Harry Kane left Tequila and Brenny. Look, I'm going to get... Yeah, go on.
Sorry, man. I'm glad you brought it up again, because I was thinking about during that time when Bosco, when he first arrived at Spurs, I thought Vicario was one of your best players. I thought he was brilliant during that run. Absolutely, I thought he was still at the time. You know what I mean? Even that, when he came to us and
do you think, look back at it now, and you look at last night, Tequila, and you look at the start we've had under Thomas Frank, okay, and you're right to say, would we have taken 6th in the league? Look, we're only 2 points off 3 points off Man City in second. If you look at the top 8 or the top 10, there's 5 points between City and Manchester United, I think, in 10th, or whoever's in 10th. I can't remember roughly who's in 10th. The Premier League is very tight, isn't it? It's a tight league this year. Arsenal, we're only, 4 points behind Arsenal. So, is it all about, is this going to be one of these funny years where the league title could go down to the last game of the season? And there could be 2 or 3 or 4 teams in it. I'll start with you, Tequila, and then get to you, Brenny. I mean, look, from an Arsenal fan, I think you're going to say, Brenny, take it game by game. We want to be there by the end. But should us as Tottenham fans, Tequila, just look at it? We're 15th in the Champions League. Did we ever expect to be in the top 8? I always thought would be, but I didn't want to go through the playoff bit. But if you go through the playoff bit, I'd rather be a seeded team than a non-seeded team. And you look at the league and you're thinking, you said it before the start of the season, I think you and James both said 8th. Are we slightly ahead where we should be? And with the Premier League as a whole, everyone's beating each other. You look at Liverpool beating Manchester United beating Liverpool at the weekend. Liverpool going 3 games without a win in the league. You look at Arsenal not playing great football, just doing enough to stay in the top. Man City sort of getting into gear, but there's nobody else sort of jumping off the Premier League table thinking, I'm going to watch them. Do you think if we get January right, that could, like we did under Conte in his first season, could that catapult us over teams that maybe don't get January right? Has January now turned into a very important window for Tottenham?
With answer to your first question about...
Sorry, it's a bit winded. Sorry.
No, it's, I think that Arsenal, and Brenny will like this, I think the fact that Arsenal are winning and not playing well is the sign that when they do gel, and they probably will at some point, there's a good chance they're going to come away with the title this year. Because Liverpool, and I can't exactly tell you why, Liverpool have... I think them losing Trent, believe it or not, because they got Conor Bradley. He's not Trent. Conor Bradley ain't Trent. Conor Bradley is a bit lightweight. Conor Bradley can't do what Trent can do. So even though they brought in very, very impressive attacking players in Isaac and the fella from Frankfurt, great players, don't get me wrong, but they might have too many chefs in the kitchen kind of thing. And they might have upset the apple cart a little bit. And if you go onto any Liverpool forums, not that I've been on many, but I've had a little read now and again. They're not that impressed with Slot. They think maybe that now that Klopp's team is kind of being disbanded slowly, bit by bit, Klopp's team is kind of going, and maybe Slot ain't all that after all. Did he win it with his team? No, he won it with Klopp's team. So I think Brenny's going to be a very happy man in about 9 months, personally. I do. Yeah, I do. I do think I do. Yeah. Because City aren't clicking either. City have not been the same in 2 or 3 seasons now, and Liverpool looks like I don't know. It's weird. It's almost like they've spent too much money. It sounds crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I think they've got. And did they address the right areas? Everyone's saying they should have got the Gucci from Palace. We should have got him. The Liverpool fans are saying we should have prioritised him over Isaac because we needed it more in our team than Isaac.
It's a fair point to make that if you look at us, I mean, to answer the second question to get, has January for Tottenham now become really important? Because you look what happened when we signed Kulu and Bentancur under Conte, we went on and got top 4. It changed our season.
Yeah, but the difference, I agree, but the difference is that we kind of got a little bit fortuitous because of the Juventus connection. So remember that we had Conte, who obviously had history with Juventus, and of course we had Paratici at the time, who worked his magic and was able to get a very good deal, a double deal, if you remember, for Kulusevski and Bentancur, who came in, and in particular Kulusevski, that signing for me was why we ended up nicking Arsenal to 4th that year. Yeah, that signing. If we don't get Kulusevski, we don't get 4th, in my opinion. Yeah. So that was a little bit of a master stroke of Paratici.
Yeah, and now he's back full time. Then we're hopefully for the same thing again. Brenny, look, with the North London derby coming up and with us. What do you expect from a Frank side playing against you? What does Mikel Arteta, what do you have to do to counteract a Thomas Frank Tottenham?
Well, it's
nice, Brenny.
Me. No, you know what it is. No, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. You know what I mean? It's going to be one of those games, isn't it? I mean, like at times form does go out the window of North London derby, and at times it doesn't. You know, I'm talking on the front, regardless whether we play you at yours or you come to us. Now, I think Thomas Frank will set you up. It'd be low blocking, but it want to hit us on the break. And for a game of that magnitude, it's like Miles Lewis-Skelly hasn't played very often this season, even though he had a great game for us the other night. So he actually had a good game. Second half,
he's going to be a great. He's going to be a great player. That kid, I'll tell you.
He is.
I think so. He is.
But you know what it is. Well, it's the Kudus thing from last season, and I think if Kudus is up against Calafiori, he's going to have a battle on his hands because Calafiori has been something else this season. But I think that'll be the key battle. It'll probably be Calafiori versus Kudus. Now for us, it's all about the selection. If he gets the selection right, I think we'll probably go out there and beat him maybe, I'd say 3-1. I know we've been very strong at the back, but I see you scoring. I do see you scoring. It's just them things in the derby where it's like last season, I didn't see the way you all were playing. I didn't see you all scoring at the Emirates, but you did. So I kind of see that, but it will be a tough game. I think we'll win it. It won't be easy by any means because but this is the thing is what I've noticed with you as well, and it's happened for many years. Is like when it comes to derby, there's last season I thought you all worked hard against us in both games, whereas I thought the season before we had the 2-2 with us. You tend to work really harder in games against us than you do against other sides, and that must frustrate you guys over the years. It must be frustrating, you know.
It has. Look, for me, the North London derby is one of them. It's one of the first games I look out for in the fixture list when it comes out. It's really important to me. I hate losing to you lot.
Yeah.
I really respect you
Oh,
and
yeah.
you and Bobby and Dylan and some of the lads that I've met, Arsenal lads that I've met through Bobby and you and through the full time and through Football Network and the Armory, and you get a bit of banter with one another, but deep down,
yeah,
I hate losing you guys, and it's wholly frustrating. It's so frustrating for me. And I remember going through years and years of watching Tottenham Arsenal in the early 90s, and you won the league on our ground twice. 1971, and I think in 2004, you won the league on our ground.
2004. Yeah.
And that hurt. The one in 2004 really hurt me. That was devastating because look, teams will win leagues on odd position teams. Fine. Liverpool won the league in 86 at Chelsea. Does it matter? Probably not. But when Arsenal come to Euro ground and win the league on Euro ground, that hurts. And we don't have the best record against you. We don't win very often. And even at the Emirates, we may beat you at White Hart Lane. More times than none, we will. But when we go to Euroground, to go to the Emirates, we don't do it. And it's so frustrating. And I get so angry because I just want us to win so badly. I want us to win so badly against you lot and just have them bragging rights for 3 or 4 months. We're the Kings of North London. We're the proper North London club. You're only South London, and all the bantering that goes along with it. And football, for me, Bill Shankly said it perfectly. I think it was Bill Shankly. Was it Bill Shankly said it? That football is more than life and death. He said, no, it's more than that.
He did say that. He did say that.
And he was spot on. Because when it comes to a North London derby, it's war. It's footballing war. And we're going into battle against our arch enemy. And the one thing that we want to do, firstly, is win the game. Secondly, is give our supporters pride of the team we're supporting. And thirdly, it's about standing up and saying, we are who we are. We are Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. We are the pride of North London. And we don't see that. We don't see that in players. We don't see that when players go out and play for the club, especially like against Chelsea or especially against Arsenal. They think to them, it's just another game. But to us fans, it's more than that. It's not just another game. It's importance. It's pride in what we do. And I look, I don't think we got a hope in hell of beating you in the Emirates. I really don't. And it pains me to say that. But there's something in the back of my head, in the back of my gut, that stops me from feeling that. North London Derby Day, I will be hyped. I will be pumped. Because I'm going to go on this channel and do the watch along and all the build-up stuff and say, no, we're going to go there and we're going to win. Because we're winners and we're Tottenham Hotspur and we're the team that everyone should be scared of. And that's being a fan. And it doesn't matter if you're a fan for me, 43, 44 years following Tottenham. Or Tequila, who's followed Tottenham for 30 odd years. Or James, who's followed Spurs, I think, in around the same time as I do. As I have, we all want our team to win, and it devastates me. I remember when we lost to you lot. I forget when it was. Where was it under? It was under Conte, and we lost at the Emirates. I remember going on to a fan show and nearly bursting into tears in being so disappointed because we lost against you lot. I had to hold myself together so I didn't cry because I didn't burst into tears. I was so frustrated. And I'm frustrated at the moment for what we're seeing. I'm frustrated at what we played last night. It was wholly unacceptable. It wasn't right. It was unacceptable for them players to go onto that pitch and put in that sort of a performance. And there should have been an apology to Tottenham fans. There was boos at that game last night. Tottenham fans were booing the players and booing Thomas Frank, and they had every right to. So, Tequila, look, you know me, I can be quite passionate. You know, I'm a passionate Tottenham fan. I am passionate about the club, and I'm passionate about this channel. I'm passionate about how I support my team, and I'm passionate at the Ireland team as well. And we're crap there, but that's the standard. That's a bit of joke and fun between us because the World Cup and everything. But what does the North London derby mean to you? Look, put aside that probably I have, but put aside the bit of logic. What
for
does
me,
it mean to you?
It's a bit different for me, and maybe this is not because of my age, because I'm not that much younger than you, but footballing age, I am young. I am probably, I'm about 20, 26, 27. That's how many years I've been footballing, right? So I am younger than you in that way. And maybe this is just a sign of the times. I understand the history. I know all about the history of Arsenal and Spurs. I feel it. I don't feel it as much as you. But I bet you that I feel it more against Chelsea than you do, which is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I don't like losing to Chelsea.
I dislike, and this is not because Brenny's here, but I've said this before. I think I dislike Chelsea more than Arsenal. And one of the reasons is I can respect what Arsenal have done. I can respect the philosophy as much as I didn't like Wenger, and Henry annoyed the hell out of me because he always scored against us and he had that cheeky little smile on his face. I couldn't help but respect it. I hated it. I couldn't help but respect it. I was envious of Arsenal. I ain't never been envious of Chelsea. I hate Chelsea and how they went about winning the title. Arsenal, in my opinion, did it the right way. Chelsea did not.
I agree.
Because of that, I think that has made me dislike Chelsea more than Arsenal. So even though I do understand that historically, Arsenal is our biggest rival, for me, I hate losing against Chelsea. I strongly dislike losing to Arsenal. I hate losing to Chelsea.
I get that. I do get that. I mean, Brenny, look, you and me banter all the time. I get that, Tequila. And look, I don't like Chelsea either. I think when it comes to London clubs, I think they all don't like each other. It's big rivalries.
It's recency bias, Dermo, and I can't help that. It's the football that I grew up in. I grew up with the whole Abramovich, Chelsea buying the title stuff, and I hated it. I grew up with it. I don't like City doing it either, but of course City are not a London club, so it's not the same.
How long has that taken that to get sorted out? That's a disgrace. I mean, I grew up in a year where we stopped Arsenal doing the double. When we won the FA Cup, last time we won an FA Cup in '91, and we beat them 3-1 at Wembley. I was there. And Gazza's free kick and Lineker's 2 goals and Chaz and Dave put out. We are, what was it? We stopped Arsenal. It was a member Chaz and Dave put out a song. Something we stopped them doing.
The 91 Cup song. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was we only got the Wembley because we beat the Arsenal. That was it. We only got the Wembley because we beat the Arsenal. That was the Chaz and Dave song. It was on the B side of We Always Win in the Year That Ends with a 1. And I just remember being so happy that we stopped you doing the double. And it was like, in them days, in the 80s and 90s, Arsenal was so dominant as well, especially on the Wenger. And I get Tequila saying he respected Wenger. My biggest memory of Wenger is him smashing a bottle on the ground when you lot were 2-0 up and we came back and beat you 3-2. You scored the winner. That's
the last time you'd beaten us at the Emirates.
That's the last time. And Harry Redknapp was in charge. And I remember he put in, I remember Gareth Bale got one. And Kabul got the winner. Who got the second from the penalty? Oh, what was his name? Or maybe somebody in the chat.
I'm trying to remember it.
No, it wasn't. James, maybe somebody, James or somebody in the chat.
See, I thought, Dermo, you were going to say, because a memory I've had, one of my earlier memories, is Martin Jol screwing up to Arsene Wenger. The amount of love and respect I had for Martin Jol. Dermo already knows he's my favourite ever Spurs manager. But that moment, I just like man crush time, right? I fell in love with Martin Jol when he did that because I felt he was standing up for every single Spurs fan because Martin Jol was a big dude, right? Much bigger than Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger might have been taller than him, I think, but Wenger was quite lanky and skinny. Martin Jol was a big dude, right? And he's just like, I felt so proud, Dermo. It's one of my happiest moments, even though we ended up nearly always losing under Yol to Wenger. I can't help it. This is the stuff.
Yeah,
So
I
in
know.
that way, I understand. I was so proud that day. I feel like a little kid.
That's where the song "I Love Martin Yole" came from.
Yeah.
James, we're talking about the year that I think it was Harry Redknapp were in the Champions League. It was the year after first year we qualified for the Champions League. Modric was in midfield. Aaron Lennon.
You're making me nostalgic, Dermo.
Gareth Bale.
Saying these players we used to have now, and now I got to look at our current team, Dermo. You're depressing.
There was an Arsenal player as captain that day. Gallus was Tottenham captain that day. We had what was his name? The Brazilian in goal. I forget his name now. Gomez in goal.
Yeah.
We had Alan Hutton in that team that day. We had the player that went from Tottenham to Newcastle.
It wasn't Bentley. You're not talking about the David Bentley, are you?
No,
that's not the game that Bentley scored.
No,
is it?
He went to Newcastle. What was his name? He played in the 2008. He played in the side that won the League Cup in 2008. He was on TalkSport, but it wasn't Yunus Kabul scored the winner. I know Gareth Bale got. Did he score the penalty or did he? He scored the first goal and then. I know Kabul scored the winner from a free kick.
Yeah.
I forget who scored the second. Oh, what was his name? He was one of your favourite players, Tequila. That's the only thing I can remember.
Not Berbatov, was it? It wasn't Berbatov.
No, it wasn't Berbatov. I remember Jermaine Defoe coming on to that game. He came on. We changed formation, and that's what changed the game, I think. Oh, what was his fucking name? I can picture it. I can picture him scoring the penalty.
I'm trying to remember who took penalties for us during that period.
And I remember him running behind the goal to the Tottenham fans in front of the Arsenal fans. And I remember him running, but what was his fucking... Yeah, it was in 2010, James. Because we qualified for the Champions League the year before for the first time. He's maybe someone in the chat will know. That's going to bug me.
Was it Van der Vaart?
Van der Vaart. That was it. Van der Vaart.
Yeah.
What a player he was. What a player he was.
Yeah. Van der Vaart, that was it. He scored the penalty. I remember running behind the goal. Look, you know, Brenny, you like me, right? We're very old school on our thinking about the game and North London derbies, and we know how important they are. We're going to end off on this. For you, what does it mean? What does the North London derby mean to you? I know, and I understand where Tequila's coming from on the Chelsea thing. I think he's right on that, by the way. And I think that's for
I can't help it. I think maybe it's because maybe other younger fans maybe feel a similar way. It's just
I agree with you because I think that's a topic for a footballing for our podcast, a footballing podcast where we will go in depth in that, Tequila, because I think that's very interesting of you saying that, and I want to go in depth in that, by the way, because I think it's really interesting. But for you, Brenny, you and me are sort of old school. We grew up with the Liam Brady's and the Glenn Hoddles and the Patrick Tony Adams and the Lee Dixons and the Graham Roberts and the Ozzy Odileses. We grew up through all that time. What does the North London derby mean to you? Though you're not a proper North London club, but what does it mean to you?
Yeah, no, it means everything, and for me, you know, beating Tottenham is for me, is always satisfactory. But you know what? I feel as well what Tequila said as well, because I've said this on your channel quite a while back in terms of with Chelsea. I know times have changed at Chelsea, but there was this incredible dislike for them from when I was a kid, and it was because of the fans, and also even when I hated those times, and you know, I'm not talking about the club, but it was those that represented the fan base in the 80s. It was awful. You know, there were times where like my dad, I can remember my dad working down King's Road, and it's a good thing he was a fast athlete, because when Chelsea used to lose midweek games and he used to do his night job working security, he could have been attacked or worse. You know what I mean? I was only about 8, 9 years old at the time. So, you know what I mean? It's things like that. And he doesn't forget those days. He's a West Ham fan, bearing in mind, but he doesn't forget those days. And I know times have changed now, but then you've got Chelsea with this, what I call it, oil, drug, and prostitution money that they've had over the years. And there's all of that, you know what I mean? So, but then I look, and also, but with Tottenham fans, I've never ever suffered any racism, any bigotry, none of that, derogatory stuff. With Tottenham fans, it's always been banter, and it's been likable banter.
Yeah,
that's why I have, you get what I mean. It's
yeah, I do.
But I still want to beat you. Don't get me wrong. I still want to beat you.
Yeah,
when it comes.
But there's a respect there. There's a respect with us.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly that. Exactly that.
Can I just apologize, anyone offended by the remark there? Sorry, it just put it out there. YouTube is so busybody now. You have to apologize forever. You have to apologize for everything. Yeah, I get where you're getting at. I think the key is that writing that down in his book of phrases to use.
My book's full, mate. I need to order another one.
You need a book. Right, we're going to end up on this question here, guys, from James. Big up to you. It's a panel question, honest opinion. Do you think the gap between the two clubs has closed? This between Tottenham and Arsenal has closed or got bigger?
Can I ask quickly, Demo, what time frame is James talking about from when?
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? You need to kind of give me a start point to now. Within the last 5 years or within the last 10 years, or what are we talking about?
If it's between the look, yeah, we're waiting for them to get back to us. Just very quickly on the weekends, we've got Everton away. Who you got, guys? You got Crystal Palace, haven't you?
Palace at home, yeah, on Sunday.
Yeah. Right. The last 20 years. Okay. Right. Okay, we'll go for this and then we'll get score predictions, then we'll end off. Right. Panel question. In the last 20 years, in your honest opinion, do you think the gap between the two clubs has closed or got bigger? I'm going to let Tequila and Brenny answer it, and I'm going to go last, if that's okay. So whoever wants to go first, and then I'll go last. So do you want to go first, Tequila?
Okay. A very tough one. So 2005, right? To 2005, we had, I don't think we'd even quite got to the Champions League. My memory might not be 100% on that. We were flirting with it, but I don't think we quite cracked it yet. I don't think in 2005. At that point, Arsenal, where would you say you were at, Brenny, in 2005? I'm curious. Were you still... were you still consider yourself title challengers in 2005, or had you kind of dropped off by then, do you think?
I would say, well, the year 2004, 2005, we finished runners up Chelsea. But then I felt that even with the loss of Vieira at the time, we were still, I think we were still better than, I thought we were better than yourselves. But but then again, you did really well that season, and you're unlucky not to finish in the top four.
Yeah.
But then again, no, I think it was a couple of draws we had in that. No, we drew at yours and you were ours that season.
You were still better than us, but I don't think it was light years. But you were still better than us.
No, it wasn't, because we lost something, and I think when Vieira went, we lost a little bit, and even though we got the Champions League final that season. And then I felt that we were still challengers, but we were never going to win the title. Actually, 2008 we should have won the title, but we screwed that up with four draws, and then we lost to Chelsea. But I felt then you were still. But you see, the thing is, I thought we were overall better than yourselves, but then I look at the league tables, because you were still giving us tough games, and then even and the Bale effect as well. It got to a point where certain players would always come and just destroy us. Kane, Bale, for example, they were probably two, and I think you closed the gap, and you were. And I think you were better than us, even though we weren't losing the games at home. I thought you were better than us from around like maybe 20, 2017, 2018, we were awful. And league tables don't lie. So, and you deserve to finish above us in those years. But then I think in the last maybe what,
about 5,
3 seasons, we've pulled away again.
Yeah, it's a really difficult one. Just basing it on 2005, then I think the gap is bigger. But what I will say, I'll give an interesting little spin on it. On the football pitch, I think the gap's bigger. Off the football pitch, I think the gap's smaller. How about that?
I think off the pitch, I think we've overtaken Arsenal. I think when you look at the activities
I don't
at
know.
the stadium,
I don't know if we've overtaken them, but I think it's
well,
great
we do much with our stadium. Arsenal don't do very much with the Emirates. We do a lot more off-field football. Look, in my opinion, I think Arsenal. I think the gap's got bigger in the last sort of probably 5 years.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think if you look at the transfer market between us and what we've bought and what Arsenal have bought, totally different ways they've gone. You went and bought Declan Rice for 100 million. You're not scared of spending money and buying good players to improve your squad. You don't dilly-dally around when it comes to buying players, where we do. I think the gap, in the last 5 years got bigger. I think between the last 20 years, I think it's gone up and down. I think some couple of years we're above you. Maybe the gap's closed a bit, or maybe we've gone slightly ahead because there was times in early in our Arteta's year that we qualified quite regularly, finished above you quite a lot. And I think that's where you mark if we're ahead, if Arsenal's ahead of us or we're ahead of them. It's where we finish against each other in the league. If we finish ahead of you, then I think we're ahead of you in terms of who's the powerhouse in North London. But you have to respect Arsenal, what they've done. You have to give a regrettably nod, and I think the Keeler was right. You have to look at what they've done on the Wenger, and you have to say, under Arteta, they've backed their man. They've stood by Arteta, even the years when you didn't, when you're finishing 8th and 9th, and they were prepared to go through this painful rebuild. We haven't. We were sacking managers left, right, and center, and we didn't have an identity of who we were or what we're meant to be. Arsenal have an identity, who they are, and what their philosophy.
Dermo, I've got to add as well, and this it won't sound good. I don't like saying it, but Arsenal are much braver than we are.
Yeah.
And I don't like to admit that, but it's true. It's true. You're brave. You're a brave football club, and you've got a better mentality. And I hate saying all this. You've got a much more of a winner's mentality. Spurs, at least under our former owner, chairman, had a weak mentality. They were scared. They were risk evasive, right? They were scared and unwilling, and they lacked ambition. You guys have shown a winner's mentality, and you've always shown ambition to try to be the best. The only time maybe you can say you didn't is when you had to pay for your stadium.
And to be fair, look, I look at it. Look, don't get me wrong. I respect Brenny. There is respect between Tottenham and Arsenal fans. I think there is, but when it comes to North London Derby Day, that divide comes down.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah,
and all long may it continue, but there'll always be the banter. You're not a proper South London club. You're a Woodish club. You should go back to South London and stay there. But for me, I never want that to change. I never want that sort of respect rivalry to change, because we are the biggest clubs in North London. We're not far from each other. We're only down the Seven Sisters Road from one another. Luckily, I did work on the Arsenal Stadium for a few years. I'm still cleaning my. I'm going to confessions even now to say, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I worked on the Arsenal Stadium. I used to see Wenger and Thierry Henry quite regularly every week. I used to shout, "Come on, you Spurs!" And I tell you one thing, I'll finish off with this little story and then get the guys to plug their channels. The best one with a good sense of humor was Arsene Wenger, because he would come over and have to crack with you about, and he understood the rivalry a bit like how Ange didn't understand the North London rivalry. By the way, he didn't get it, but Arsene Wenger got it, and he was always up for he understood the banter, and I liked that about him. I would shout, "Come on, you Spurs!" And he'll wave or put a thumb up or do something. Do you know what I mean? He took it as banter and as a joke. So look, for me, it means everything, and I'm looking forward to it. We're going to do a lot on it, building up to North London Derby. We really are. Guys, we're going to end it there. It's been a busy day for me. Please get over and watch the Irish Lads Talk Spurs earlier. I hope you enjoyed it. It's getting great reception at the moment. Me and Dave are loving it, doing it. I don't know what you thought of it, Tequila, if you've watched it, but I really enjoyed it.
I was in a chat, bro. Remember?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm so tired. I can't remember. My brain's dead. I'm having tomorrow off. I'm not doing any streams tomorrow, apart from going on the United Agenda at 10. But that's all I'm doing. Tequila, I'll get to you in a minute, bruv. Brenny, thank you for coming on. I always enjoy coming on, man. I enjoy
pleasure,
your company.
Man. Always.
You're an absolute
100%.
legend.
100%. Likewise.
Where can people find you, sir?
Yeah, you know what? You can all find me on Brenny K74. It's not just for Arsenal fans. All fans are welcome on the channel. You know what I mean? And for me, the content that I've already produced, it's been quite. I think it's been good. You know what I mean? I like to do a lot of history stuff as well, and all-time 11s and things like that. And obviously with previews and whatnot, and match reactions and all of that. But yeah, and you can also find me on the Football Takeover as well. And that's a channel that's growing. And it's going to get there. It's doing well at the moment, really well. And you can also find me on Instagram Threads, Instagram itself, even using a bit of TikTok. And you can find me on X as well. But glad to be on with these two legends today. It's been great.
Cheers, bro.
Enjoyed it.
I'm not a legend. I am not a legend. I'm a short, fat Irish man.
Take the compliment when somebody gives you a compliment, mate. Take the compliment.
I cannot take compliments. You know that. I don't take compliments very well.
I'll take it for both of us. Cheers, bro.
Yeah, you're a double legend then.
Yeah, it's just the way.
Tequila, again, my usual co-host, my usual sparring partner, usual man that I love working with Tequila. How long have we been working together now?
A couple of years now, isn't it? Like 2 years.
Couple of years. I enjoy working with Tequila. He really is the Jason Conde of the channel.
Oh God.
He really does. He does.
I don't mind the Simon Jordan stuff he calls me, but I don't want to be.
Oh yeah, you are. Hang on. Did you used to own the football club?
He's doing Crystal Palace, you know. I bet they crow my convictions.
He very much is the Simon Jordan of this channel because he does. You sort of voice by your convictions, don't you? And you really are. You don't.
Yeah,
need to be controversial, but you will.
I tried to come it through the logic side. I'm not as passionate as them. I'm just naturally. I'm not wired that way, so I can't match his passion. So I try to do the logic stuff to complement him.
But where else can people find you, bud?
I've got a little gaming channel called The Play Pouch, and we're planning to do a show over the weekend, which is just covering gaming in October. It is October, isn't it? Yes. Covering everything that happened in October. So that'll be coming at the weekend at The Play Pouch. Just four 40-year-old idiots who still play video games in their mum's basements. Don't tell Com I said that.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I still video games.
Yeah. And also, you can find me and James on Double Dum Gaming. We are going to do a lot of FM26 coming out as well. There were F1 games on our gaming channel. But do get over to Brendan's channels. Hit and like on there. Do go over to Tequila's channel as well. Do hit the like and subscribe on the Play Pouch, please. It will mean a lot to everyone. And guys, that is it. That is it. Champions League is now gone. Monaco's their nightmare in the streets of Monaco have now gone. We now look forward to nightmare in Everton, which could be coming up for the weekend, but I will be pumped. I'm ready to go Saturday evening. I'll be like a cat in the house.
Very quickly there, mate. You wanted our prediction, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Prediction.
2-2.
You're going for a draw in your game. What's your prediction?
1-0 to Everton.
I'm going for 3-0 Tottenham.
How are we going to score 3 goals? Don't worry.
Okay.
Look,
I'm beating away record.
Yeah. I think we're going to get 3 own goals.
Okay.
Grealish with a hat trick of own goals. That's what I'm going for. But guys, thank you for watching.
That'd be a massive payout. Massive payout.
Can I just say thank you also for everyone? We're well over the 2,200 subscriber mark now. Thank you so much. And also thank you for all the views. We've really done well this year alone. Well, look, we're sort of nearly into November. We have doubled. Is it doubled or trebled our viewership this year so far, Tequila? I think it's trebled, isn't it?
It's certainly doubled. I'm not sure if it's trebled.
Yeah,
It's certainly doubled.
this year alone, we've doubled our viewership, and that's down to you guys. So thank you for watching. But come on, we're not done yet. We want to get to 1 million views if we can before the end of the season. I know we can get there, and that would be massive for us. But guys, thank you for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe on all channels, but also here. And as forever, come on, you Spurs. In Thomas Frank we trust. We never stop. Tequila, take us out, bud.
Big out.
39 days, mate. 8 games, mate. 200k a day I made, mate. It's just how I am, mate.
Good night.
Eyes on the prize.